Do you like to bust bubble wrap? Oh, it's just so satisfying. Okay. I just got a box from it was delivered to me today of some stuff I bought, and that was in it. And I just love to do that. I just love to do that. I am wanting to tell you about day 5. Day 5, June 5th, day 5 of my fast. And I've been hungry all day long. Went to a movie, and when I walked in there, I tell you, just the smell of the popcorn. I'm not a popcorn eater. I haven't eaten popcorn in months and months and months. But man, did I want some popcorn. So just anything. What happens when you're on a fast, at least for me, is that your sense of smell really tends to get greater as it accentuates. And so any kind of smells of food just make your mind go crazy, because you're really wanting to breathe that in. You just want that food. So it becomes even more tempting and more difficult. Today's been one of those days. Didn't cave in. I drank coffee and drank tea, and a little bit of water, not much. Maybe I'll do better on that. But this morning I weighed. I was down to 303 pounds, 303.3 pounds, and so that is. Let me see, how much does that mean I've lost since I started? 14 and a half pounds in 5 days. So that's a good thing. But you know what really disturbs me? I got this app on my phone here. I got it right here. Just like it to put in my I get to enter my weight, and it kind of keeps up with how far I've come. There's my history of all that, of my weights each day, and there's a graph kind of show me. And that helps me a lot to have that to put in there. But one thing I don't like that they do is they put in here my current statistics, and they have this BMI thing. I don't know if you can read that right there, BMI. It says 41.1. That means I'm 41.1% fat. And I think a lot of that's my head, because I've always thought I had a pumpkin head. But then they give they do this terrible, awful thing. They give this class that you're in. It says obese class 3, and I looked it up. You can't get any higher than obese class 3. That's where I am, and I put the numbers into my app to see when it would go down to obese class 2, and it's 295. So 295 is the line. Under 295, obese class 2. I don't know when it goes to 1, but I put in my goal, which is ultimately I want to get to 215, and that's just considered overweight. So my goal is to be overweight. How's that? My goal is to be overweight, rather than obese class 3. So I gotta lose 88 more pounds to just be overweight. Oh boy, I've let myself go. I have this is what I want to talk with you a little bit. My relationship with food. This is I've had a love-hate relationship with food all my life. As I remember when I was. Growing up, I would eat whatever's in front of me, and I didn't like certain things. Every kid doesn't like certain things, but I've grown to the point where I'll try and I'll eat anything because it's worth a try. But I loved my grandmother's cooking. My grandmother on my mother's side, Grandma Lottie, she made the best enchiladas, and my mother made the best tacos. Now, I grew up loving those two things. Those were my two favorite foods, followed by red beans and cornbread. So those are my top 3. But the thing is that my grandmother took so much pride, and she did a great job. They were incredible. We lived in El Paso when I was born in El Paso, and she's from North Carolina. But we had a maid that would come over across the river from Juarez and take care of me during the day. Now, we weren't rich or anything. I think they could pay her very, very little to do this. But my mom and dad both had to work, and we lived with my grandparents. Actually, they lived with us when I was little. So my grandma learned to make enchiladas from this lady, and boy, they're good. Boy, they were good. But the thing is that they became like a measurement for how much I love my grandma. I remember my mother and her sisters, my aunts, would always make sure I ate everything that Grandma made, because that's how I express my love to her. She worked so hard on this. You need to eat this. It'll hurt her feelings. And Grandma loved to cook. She did express her love through food, but it was crazy how much she expected me to eat sometimes. Now, I was a big eater, so I'm not just blaming her for this at all. But this is what would happen. I'd have a plate of food, and covered in enchiladas or something of that, whatever she's made. And then I would eat, maybe half of it, clear off a section of my plate. I'd look over here to talk to somebody at the table, and when I turned back, it was full again. She had dumped more food just served me more food. And I didn't ask, just did it. And I had to eat it. I couldn't say that I didn't want it, otherwise that would hurt her feelings. And Grandma had worked so hard on this. Bobby, you need to make sure you eat her and appreciate everything she's done. And I did, but man, food, I had developed this relationship with food where I had to eat it to feel like I was receiving love and giving love. My gratitude, if I didn't want to eat something, that meant that I didn't love somebody. I didn't. So in my head, cleaning my plate and eating as much as I could at times became a comfort, such a big comfort. I would overeat as a kid growing up. I remember my father one time just say to me, and I think probably I was in middle school, he said to me, Bobby, some people eat to live, and you look like you're living to eat. I was overweight at that time. I got really big. I was in seventh grade. I remember I was 155 pounds. Now, I don't remember what other people weighed, but to me, I was fat. I was made fun of as being fat in junior. They would pick on me, make fun of me, and I became incredibly self-conscious. I would always think that people were looking at me and judging me. That they always had some bad opinion. I would try to suck in all the time. I would be careful about how I sat or what direction I had, just because I didn't want anything to show up too fat or anything like that. And it was just it just became an obsession for me. I love food. Ate it. Ate it all the time in mass quantity sometimes. Matter of fact, I remember Mom made tacos one time. This is when I was third grade. She made tacos, and I loved her tacos. And I remember that I was so proud of eating 22 tacos. This is a third grader. Me. It was like, this is an accomplishment to eat that many tacos. So I developed this relationship with food, as I said, where it was a comfort. It expressed love. It felt like love. It felt like I was being taken care of, and it didn't have to be just food that was made by my grandmother or my mother or my granny on my other side. Everybody was a good cook. And my dad's a good cook. My dad was a good cook. He was better than my mama in a lot of things. But man, food became just such a thing that was associated with every event that we did. This is typical in America. For every occasion we have to have food. But it really became, for me, comfort. And no, you talk about comfort food, but this became something that I would go to. I would eat just because I didn't know how else to do. Right now, while I'm fasting, I find myself not knowing what to do with myself. Because my go-to has always been to go get something to eat, go grab something out of the refrigerator. And I've been trying to stay low carb for a long time, but still, I just go over the edge and I eat something I'm not supposed to. And then that becomes two of those things. And then before you know it, I've eaten way too much and my blood sugar's way out of whack and I feel stuffed and tight. And I'm just so tired of doing all that. Plus I want to be more attractive. I don't know what, I'm kind of big bellied and I just don't think I'm going to be a very good looking guy. I've always been the kind of if only kind of person, people that are overweight are sometimes said, you'd be a good looking guy if only you could lose some weight. If only you lost some weight, I think you could, attract some girls. It was always if only. I've always been that if only person, and so I'm in a battle right now. For taking care of that. So pray for me. Pray for me that I will win this battle because. The Bible talks about, we've talked about this already on this, that we're supposed to deny ourselves, we're supposed to put ourselves to death so that we can live spiritually. And so all the cravings, the desires of my body regarding food are battling with me. And it's become an idol in my life in a lot of ways because I've gone to that for comfort. I've gone to that for feeling okay and feeling safe and secure and protected by having this covering of fat, or at least having the sensation of chewing and eating and feeling filled up. And I do have an actual physical reaction to eating certain foods where it feels like an addiction, a drug addiction, because there's sometimes when I'm feeling anxious or feeling anxious about life, then if I just go get a honey bun, and I just got a picture from one of my sons who bought a crap load of honey buns. I don't know, it's a big 3 wide stack to. I don't know why he did that, but I don't know if he bought them or was given to him, but anyway, he sent a picture and he said he's set for the summer. So, but honey buns have always been something that's tough for me to say no to. So if I run to get a honey bun, or if I get an apple fritter, or sometimes just anything that's sweet, when I take that bite of that high carb sugar thing, my body relaxes. It just, I can feel that. So I don't know if that's an actual physical effect or if it's an emotional thing of eating that causes my body. I don't know what's happening, but I can literally feel it. So there's a lot of things I got to take care of here. So pray for me about those things. I want to be a person that demonstrates some discipline in my life. I've not been that person regarding a lot of areas of life, but this is the one thing that I need to really, really focus and concentrate on. I mean, you can tell I haven't been shaving. Is that a discipline thing when I don't shave regularly? And so I'll be, this is how this hair here, this part of my face, is a lot older than this part of my head. This is my actual color hair. I got a little gray over here. But when this comes out, you can see there's a lot of white in this. Can you see all that? So evidently this part has formed first, and it's a lot older than this part because it looks so much older. So that's what I want you to pray about. And I want you to please take this video stuff. I really would love for other people to be watching it because I want feedback. I want people to give me suggestions about what kind of content they'd like to see from me. If you don't like my background here, my background's simply in my kitchen, my stove, and I like this mural that we have in here. By the way, I'm selling my house, so if you like it, buy it. You can buy it. But this is a nice mural that my ex-wife had held on to for a long time, and then when she had me build this portion of the house, she added that to it, and it was nice. It's nice. It's beautiful. So I'm using this, but a lot of people do these things and they're walking along and holding their phone, where they're looking into it while they're walking. I could do that once I lose a little bit more weight, because walking's a problem. You probably watch me going, just hurting as I walk. Whatever the content that I have, I want to hear more about it. Now, I'm just rambling tonight, but I want you to know that what the struggle is, and tomorrow. And here's another thing. It's midnight. Why am I still up? Because I'm not eating when I'm sleeping. Believe it or not, I don't eat when I sleep. So the easiest way for me to lose weight is one of the big components of losing weight is to go to bed at a reasonable time, so I don't have this midnight craving kind of thing, which I'm having right now, and I'm not going to eat. I guarantee you I'm not. This vlog podcast thing helps me be accountable to some folks, and it's really helping me to stay focused. But why am I still up? So anyway, I want you to just be in prayer for me, be in prayer about my relationship with food, and my ability to say no to my desires in my body, and my techniques right now are just simply to drink a lot. I'm always have a drink in my hand, water or tea or coffee. So if you have any suggestions, comments, observations, snide remarks, let me know. Pass this on. Share it, please. You can subscribe to my channel, which is just not much there, but go ahead and be there, because I'm planning on expanding this some way, somehow. So anyway, that's tonight's report, and what I want to talk about is the relationship with food, and that I have, and asking you to pray about that. So until tomorrow night. Oh, by the way, tomorrow, one last thing. Tomorrow's D-Day, the celebration D-Day. So make sure that you remember the fact that so many faced almost a sure death, so that we could have the world that we live in today. They literally saved the world. So remember, think about that on D-Day and be grateful. So anyway, see you tomorrow night. Bye.